Alright, went for my morning run and pool cleaning. Maybe I'll throw some video in. I just, I took a picture of the walk home and stopped every couple hundred feet and just showed the path. So whatever, I don't know. I'll just throw whatever, something back there. Anyway, so you might not be able to hear me. I probably should put the zoom thing on for the mic because I'm a whole 4 feet away, and this camera doesn't pick up sound too well. But anyway, didn't do that. So turn up the volume if you have to, or I will augment it in editing if I feel like editing. Too bad the sun isn't quite hitting me right. Oh, turn around a little. It helps a little, but I'm too tired. Anyway, so subjects. Not too much to talk about. Just the fake Sagan thing, which is just plain weird. I mean, YouTube ought to have policies that some of them ought to mean something, and they really don't. And there's so much hypocrisy. I mean, I don't want fake Sagan losing his account, don't get me wrong, but it's the whole Brett Keane thing. The guy sort of apologized a few hundred times. I mean, yeah, he rewrites history to benefit himself sometimes, but he's been pretty well humiliated. I think he did his attrition. And some assholes like Give Me a Break Man just won't let go of that. But other terms of service violations, no problem. It's just kind of bullshit. There's no appreciation for circumstances or anything else, so whatever. Fuck YouTube's policy. I still got to do the YouTube video one of these days. There's a lot of things they could fix, really simple things we could have that would make this more engaging and enjoyable, and they don't seem to want to do that. And so they ought to just do it one way or the other. They ought to just say, screw this vlogging crap, this less than amateur. I mean, I guess we're not up to the amateur status, we're the less than amateurs. Yeah, just leave it at that, and it'll all just be performance art and, entertaining videos. So anyway, the other subject, yeah, I hit 4,000 subscribers. I really should do some sort of video as an occasion or something, but all my occasion videos usually end up getting me in trouble anyway. And at 4,000, it took a long time to get that last 100 subscribers, like over a month. So it's not really, it's not a good number in a lot of ways. I mean, you consider 1,500 videos, 4,000 subscribers is not too impressive. There's a lot of downsides to making too many videos, because then people unsub from you just because you make too many videos. And some of the agenda is redundant. I mean, I go over the same stuff a lot, but there seems to be a need to keep rephrasing the argument and trying to add some kind of nuance to it to make it more persuasive. But these really are the important issues. I mean, what human beings are what we can do with this psychology. I mean, we've really got to own ourselves. We've got to own our psychology. So public policy has got to be, it's got to take that into account, an understanding that of human psychology, a recognition that we are psychology, and people keep wanting to structure policy to suit their psychology. So they keep using stupid terms like free will and freedom, like there is such a thing. It's just, and I'll keep trying to say, no, the argument's not freedom, it's responsibility first, and all that other crap, and it'll either work or it won't. It's probably for no productive purpose. It's probably just a big consumption and waste of my time. Human beings really aren't that interested. I mean, they're really caught up in being extreme. That's the X generation kind of thing. They really want to get. They're trying to maximize their life experience, and they really don't have much interest in trying to figure out how to live a productive life or a useful life or any of that shit. And so conversation in some respects is a waste of time. And they're all, most people are pretty ill-informed. I mean, they're not too bright. And it's pretty hard to talk about any of these concepts in language that they're going to appreciate, or in a context of it. It's not even the language, it's the context. Because they have just such pop culture preferences and prejudices to certain words. I mean, you say the word communism, you know, even in somebody has a disciplined brain, it brings up a bunch of negative connotations, associations, and just these are always destroyers of rational conversation, because the concept needs to be respected. The concept of controlling for our frailties, for our fallibilities. You want to call that communism? I mean, it's like anything that's some sort of concession to the dilemma of our existence. And there's just so many people out there that are just selfish fuckers. Laura Layla did a video recently on selfishness, and it really is what, you know, people just really, that's the first thing they got to get past. They got to really realize that this consciousness thing is going on inside all of these other individuals, just as intense, just as powerful, just as needful, just as respectable, just as all that shit. And everybody's ego, I guess, just gets in the way, and they just see everybody else as some sort of thing. There's some sort of not terribly consequential thing. There's some sort of thing that's got to take care of itself, you know. And we all take our advantages into the system and say, yeah, well, I get to keep all my weapons, but I don't want the other guy to have any weapons, and we just cheat all over the place. And we don't, I mean, the biggest cheat is to deny the dilemma that we exist in that it's really easy in this system because there's such a distance between how we do our transacting. I mean, we basically, you know, go to the store and you transact with people thousands of miles away, essentially. And so many of those transactions have horrible exploitation built into them, and we don't want to see it. But that's the key thing, is we don't want to see it, because you can see it if you want to. I mean, you can go to a restaurant and you can look around and you can see where the money's made, and you can see who's doing the work, who the system is profiting off of. Woodpecker over there. Anyway, it scared me for a second. I didn't know what it was. Anyway, so long video, longer than I thought it would be. So, sorry, I didn't really have an agenda. It's not an agenda video.